Well, by the looks of things, it looks like I'm live now. I'm not going to make this a very long video. What I've done in the description is I've done a day by day account of how I got to this place. Um, First off, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, my name is Patty Haney. Um, I have lupus, I have fibromyalgia, I have a disease called PLEVA, which PLEVA is the skin condition. It's pityriasis lichenoides. It can be chronic, acute. In my case, it's acute, but not that cute. Sorry, just got to keep my sense of humor because this sucks. I'm just letting y'all know. Um, as you can see, I've been to the hospital. Uh, what has happened with me? I was in very poor health. Um, it's been like 6 years of fighting, or actually seven now, I guess, of fighting my lupus and everything. And actually, earlier this year was getting to a point where I was actually, feeling better than I had felt. So when I went in on the 14th of this month to see my kidney doctor because I have chronic kidney disease. When I started seeing him, I was actually in, close to end stage kidney disease, but I've managed, with God's help and with my doctors to pull myself back to a stage two. Now, my lab work looked good that day, and they had me to hold off on taking the COVID vaccine until we knew that my kidneys were okay. So I got the green light on the 14th. I went and took the vaccine, and the next day I woke up with what I thought was a pimple. No scratching, no anything. This is just what it does on its own. To explain the disease, because I've had so many people ask me, and I've got so many friends on here that I know are concerned that I just wanted to break it down for you. And I wanted to tell folks mainly that see this that, I'm not anti vax. I'm not, um, I'm very much, pro choice as far as like, if you want to go ahead and, take it, I mean, it's something that has to be a decision between you and your doctor, if it's what's right for your body. Um, Prior to taking the vaccine, I've had this rash before, but it was always, shrunk down. Um, Occasionally would get some little small ones on my eyelids, but I've never had this like this before. This is the worst pain I've ever experienced when it comes to my rash. Um, and actually, when I went and got the shot, I didn't have any rash that day. The immunosuppressants that rheumato- my rheumatologist has me on had actually, gotten rid of the rash that I did have. But those that know me know that I have spots all over my body from this. And what happens with this disease is it starts off, which I don't know. I'm going to bring this closer so maybe you can see it. It looks like I have a fever blister right there. That's not a fever blister. It's a blister, but it's exactly how it started. It starts as a blister, and then you can see over here just slightly where I kind of have this one little spot right there. That is a good outcome. The blister has popped, but it's not doing this. With the Mucha Haberman, what it does is it will form a crater, and then the skin on the inside will die. Now, I look better than I did a couple of days ago because my face was literally swelled out. And I still have a lot of swelling over here. My eardrum is killing me. That's probably the thing that's hurting me the worst right now is my ear. But what I have to do is I have to go back to doing the um, steroid creams on my face. I'm having to clean it with like a vinegar and water solution whenever this starts to clear up when there's not as much inflammation because what's going to happen, this is dead skin right here, y'all. This isn't coming back. It's going to end up falling off. And, the vinegar and water on the cotton ball is actually meant to just let it ease off as easy as possible. But I never picked this, so I'm just gonna have to like let it ease off on its own because it will scar. Because I know, because I have the scars all over my body. That being said, I know that some people are mean, and Gregory Wright looks like you might be one of those people. I think we're all gonna die. Hopefully not soon. Um, but if I do, I know where I'm going, so I'm really not worried about it, sweetie. Okay. Now, as far as the disease goes, I'm on steroids and I'm also on antibiotics. My rheumatologist also has me back on my immunosuppressants as well because it is a systemic disease. So, that being said, you know, if you have something like this, and I know a lot of people that are in the community that have autoimmune diseases. It's not as uncommon as people think. I just wanted to let folks know because there is such a push to take the vaccine that there are actually, people out there that do have um, adverse reactions. Now, it's not saying to tell you not to take the vaccine because that's your decision. At my doctor's advice, I thought that it was a good idea to do it because I was in my lab work was in a good place at that time. Unfortunately, it triggered an autoimmune reaction, which those of you that have lupus know that our bodies do attack themselves. So, this just kind of gives it a little bit of a boost. Uh, Now, as far as, any questions anybody might have, just feel free to comment them. Um, and don't, for all my friends and family, please, please, please don't worry about the comment that's already in there. That's just somebody being a jackass. But, honestly, it is serious because there are so many of us that do have this, autoimmune conditions. So just be very knowledgeable about what you're taking before you do take it. And, all I can say is I've reported this to VAERS, which is the US site that monitors like the vaccine reactions that are out there. I've also sent the information to a researcher that I'd found because apparently, it wasn't with COVID vaccine. It was actually with the H1N1 vaccine. But in 2013, they reported the same thing as this as someone's result from taking the H1N1 vaccine. So, that's just more knowledge as far as like that it has happened. It can happen trigger as far as triggering an immune response. So, just know that, there are things that, you have to consider and you have to weigh before you take this. And that was really all I was wanting to say. For my family and friends, don't worry. I'm definitely going to, fight this. I'm doing better. The swelling's going down. I mean, I'm still in a lot of pain, and I'm probably going to be on antibiotics and some steroids and other medications for a few months to regain the ground that I had. But I tell you right now, y'all, from my night in the hospital and everything, COVID is no joke. So, I mean, if basically seriously consider the vaccine one way or the other is what I'm trying to say, but just make an educated decision. And I guess with that, I'll go ahead and get off of here. Most of the data is actually, like I said, intended to be in the description. And so, what you need to do is just, if you want to read through that, I'm going to attach a couple of articles and comments too, so that you have some information on vaccine and autoimmune disease and different considerations. But with that being said, y'all have a good evening, even you, Gregory. You know, God bless you, honey. I don't know why you're so hurt and angry that you want to lash out at people, but God loves you, and so do I. So I forgive you. Y'all have a great evening, and I will talk to you later. Love ya.